Hello everyone. Feels good. It's been a while since I've been live. Let me know. You can comment if you can't hear me. Maybe this microphone's not working, but just let me know. It should be okay, but just let me know. Good to see everyone. Today we're gonna chat about dreams. I made an Instagram post about dreams, and there seemed to be a lot of interest in it. And this will be kind of like a general overview, but what we'll do is I will discuss different theories of dreams over time and how they've been kind of analyzed from a really scientific point, all the way to like a more spiritual way nowadays. And then I'm also gonna talk about, and then I'm also gonna talk about what different like specific dreams mean. Okay, so if you ever dream of being like chased or you dream of being naked, these type of things, I will discuss those things. And so if you guys comment throughout, you can comment whatever you want, but comment dreams that you have, any sort of, any sort of weird ones, especially if you can have any recurring dreams that you have would be great if you put them in the chat, because recurring dreams are always like a great indication of something that you could address. Hello Idnis, hello Jade, hey everyone, great to have you. Go ahead and like the chat as well, the live, I appreciate that everyone. So a little caveat at the beginning here before we get into this. The act of interpreting dreams is as much an art as it is a science. So, you can be dreaming of like getting chased, but it can mean two different things for different people. So it's as much an art as a science. But the thing that I would say about anything in healthcare, if you even look at, for instance, physical health, is that it's really hard actually to pin down anything as a full science. Because, for instance, one of the only things that we've shown to be bad for people is smoking. For instance, things like caffeine, we're always unsure, it goes back and forth. And so what I'm saying is that it's really hard to pin things down as what they're really gonna mean for you. And so when people say, oh, dreams are just random, it's just an art, like you can't really get anything from it, that is partly true. But there's also a scientific side to it. And there are correlations between the two. And so, yeah, I'm going to discuss all that, but that's kind of the caveat. When I say things, it's not a guarantee. It doesn't mean, when you're getting chased in a dream that you're running from something in your daily life, right? Like that just means that's like one potential interpretation of it. You've been chased by the stars. So I will definitely reply to comments more a little bit later on, but I'll just kind of go through this for now. And initially, I've written some notes as well. And so I'm going to go through. Back in 1977, dreams were viewed more in the scientific way. And that's the way a lot of people would understand it now, where dreams were viewed as just random activity in the brain, completely random, and we weren't really going to get any meaning from them. And that's a way that a lot of people still view dreams. They view it as kind of this random thing. And then it kind of progressed to the next theory a little bit later on, where it was like dreams are there to help you process memories. So I'm sure you guys have all heard that before as well, where you dream in order to kind of consolidate memories that you're having in the day. So that's like another theory as well. The biggest shift that happened was actually with Freud. A lot of people hate Sigmund Freud and psychology, but that was where the biggest shift happened. And he called dreams the royal road to the unconscious. Okay, so that's like a lot of people's understanding of dreams nowadays. It comes from Freud, where people were viewing dreams as your hidden desires, as like, related to your unconscious and things like that. And that's also sort of my view. That's my kind of preferred view. And so that is, Freud says that dreams are interesting, and he says that when we're dreaming, it's our unconscious like completely happening, okay? When we wake up, sometimes we don't actually like what we're dreaming about, because our ego like protects us from this change, right? It doesn't want to be new. It wants to protect you. And so you'll wake up and be like, oh, I didn't like that dream. And so you'll forget the dream, or you just will disregard it. And Freud says that that's kind of like your ego guarding yourself from the actual truth that the dream is trying to show you. And then the next stage, I guess, is the more modern view of dreams, and the way I kind of am starting to view it is in a lot more of a quantum way. And so that's where, and when it gets into quantum, it gets kind of complicated, but where dreams are actually kind of potential indicators of your future events. So a lot of people say that they can predict the future, or Jay just said she gets downloads. That's exactly it. So this is the more quantum way of viewing dreams. It's a little bit of a newer way of viewing dreams, where you might actually get future events. Because in the quantum world, time kind of ceases to exist. So we have the potential to jump from the future to the past. And it's not fully understood yet, but dreams are viewed as a way of kind of jumping between those. So if you ever feel like you kind of are predicting the future almost, there might actually be some science to that, but they just haven't quite pinned it down. But I kind of view it that way. And when I look at like helping people, coaching people, I view dreams as like an indicator. It's like a first indicator of what you could change in your life to improve. Eventually, if you ignore your dreams or you don't pay attention to them, it will eventually manifest in your daily life as like judgments of other people or projections. And then eventually it will like lead to symptoms, like things like resentment and stuff like that if you ignore your dreams. So dreams are a great thing to pay attention to so that later on you don't get these like physical symptoms or these like manifestations. Cool. So that's those are all the kind of theories. Next one is different types of dreams. There's normal dreams, lucid dreams. People are really interested in lucid dreams, and that's like fair enough. Lucid dreaming is really, really interesting. And I might chat a little bit about how you could induce lucid dreaming later. And then recurring dreams, nightmares, and stuff like that. For me, I feel like the best thing to do is to pay attention to recurring dreams. So, for instance, when I was younger, about a baby lying on the street. Yeah, feel free to keep elaborating on your dreams in the comments, guys. They're very interesting, and I'll go through them a little bit more later. So yeah, when I was younger, I had a dream always of falling, and it was a recurring one. I would be like sprinting, and then I would like the ground would just give way constantly, and that was like my recurring dream. And that is kind of, it's related often to a feeling of a loss of control, or a feeling that you need to kind of regain stability, whether it's emotional or something in your life. And I remember it was really distressing. It was like a lot of anxiety provoking. I was too young to actually understand it, but that was that. So cool. We're gonna get into what different dreams mean now. We're gonna do dream interpretation. So have a go and just comment in the chat what type of dreams you have, and I will discuss different meanings of dreams. Okay, that's falling down. I'm gonna have a look in the chat. A lot of mine involve big houses, whereas different house, but then I recognize family members. I got one for you if you have a sec. Yeah, guys, try to put dreams in the chat. Jade said flying. Yeah, well, I'll chat about flying, because that's a really common one. I try to induce, but instead I induce precognitive dream. Neon Pickle, I'd love you to expand on what precognitive dream is. So maybe my future boyfriend, Just going through some of the comments here. Poisonous spiders, puma. Okay, yeah, dreaming about a puma or tiger catching you and you survive. Okay, yeah, that's a common one too. So that's dreaming of being chased, and I'll discuss that one as well. Grabbed. Jade, when you were being chased, was it by someone or something? Or an animal, or... Signs of the future. Big gondola, that's awesome. I'm having to protect him. Okay. Yeah, so there's a couple there that come right off the bat, and I would argue like the most common ones. And sorry, just adjusting this. I I would argue the most common ones, and that's being chased and flying. Those are super, super common ones. And the reason they're common is because of what they're symbolizing, and they're one of the most common things that people like do. So the being chased one, if you've ever been chased in your dreams, that used to happen to me all the time, and still kind of does, where I'll just be sprinting from something. It's typically like a mysterious person, and sometimes I even get shot. And then I wake up a little. Being chased is typically associated with a fear in your daily life. Okay, so if you're avoiding something in your daily life, so let's give an example. So let's say you have like a hard conversation in your daily life that you need to have with like your partner or something like that. Maybe you are annoyed at something they do, you want something to change, and you're just kind of avoiding it because it seems like not that big of a deal. You might then start dreaming of this being chased thing, because it's kind of like a warning from you could say the quantum world, but maybe your subconscious, that there's something in your waking life that you need to turn and face. And the reason that being chased one is so common is because so many people succumb to fear in their daily life. Okay, so they ignore conversations. They are afraid of asking for a promotion. They're afraid of like being rejected or asking someone out. The thing about fear is when you run away from something, and you might have experienced this in a dream, when you're running away from something and you don't look back at it, it really feels really big, and it kind of gets bigger, and it doesn't stop either. And the thing about fear, a lot of fears, especially if you just face them initially, is they often end up like quite small, like when you actually do look at them. So if you dream about being chased in your at night, I would look at your day and be like, okay, is there anything that I'm running from in my life? Another good thing to keep in mind is I met a friend in Medellin a few days ago, and he said something amazing that he had lived with from when he was younger. And he said to use fear as a compass. And that's an amazing thing, because often the thing that you fear, you also just care about. So fear and love are very like closely connected. So you actually just have strong emotion towards the thing, and it's often an indicator of the thing that you need to actually do. And so it can actually really lead you to your purpose. If you're really confused about what your purpose is, you can follow your fears. And so that's being chased. And there's a few different examples. There's being chased by an animal. I think someone said that, a puma. There's being chased by an unknown person. So that happened to me quite a lot. And then a member of like the opposite sex. So that might be a relationship, right? And they mean different things. So if you're being chased by an animal, someone was chased by a puma earlier, you might be hiding from your own feelings, your own anger, your things like this. So, or your own passions as well, right? Like for instance, you might be being chased by an animal is kind of symbolic in the sense, I think we all, okay, sorry, I'm kind of rambling. We all kind of almost have like a spirit animal, okay? Maybe you're being chased by like a lion, and that lion is within you, and you want to express that in your daily life, but you're not expressing it, okay? You're gonna be chased by that lion because it's a part of you that you want to express, okay? So that's like hiding from your own feelings, and it could be also hiding like from your own anger, hiding from a part of yourself that you're kind of neglecting in your daily life. So if you're being chased by animals, have a look at how authentically you're kind of living. Are you living completely how you want to live? Are you saying all the things you want to say? Are you actually following your passions? The other one, an unknown person, an unknown figure. I get this one quite a lot. This one's more to do with like childhood. So if you're being chased by someone you don't know, you might be just running away from like some trauma or some sort of thing you need to unpack. And so for you, that might be really good to do journaling, meditating, look for a therapist to try to understand what it is you're running from. And then a member from the opposite sex is you are afraid of love or haunted from a past relationship. So that's kind of maybe you're not over your ex or whatever it is. Sexual dreams. Okay, yeah, I think I have some stuff on that. I'll I'll go through, I'll see if I have anything about that. Can you elaborate on the sexual dreams? Do you mean like, because there's some stuff about like infidelity. Do you mean like kissing or something like that? I'm curious what you meant by that. Probably kissing across. I had a group in that half glass of it, and it didn't. Half glass of it, I drink and I wake up. Wow. Yeah. Well, at least you woke up. Probably kissing a crush. Bit further. Okay. I think that all people have sexual dreams. I think the thing with the sexual dreams one is there's a couple things. I think it depends who it is that you're kind of kissing, whether it's a stranger or someone you know, or something like that, because it could be tied to a few things. So I'm curious to hear from you guys if it's like usually a stranger or it's like someone you know. Mm-hmm. Strangers? Yeah. Both. Yeah, well, okay, so there's a couple things with this. I'd say one of the most predominant ones is like intimacy and connection, right? Like in our modern world, we're really in like a kind of connection crisis because of how we live. And so, we don't have communities, we don't have really like great intimate bonds, like beyond maybe your partner, but your partner can't provide everything. So when you're kissing a stranger or something, like, guys, if I miss your comment, just try to comment it again. It's hard to go back, but I'll try to go back. I'll try to check it out. But it's often like an intimacy thing. So you might be kissing someone or a stranger or something like that, and you think, okay, well, I just need to go out to the club and like start kissing people then. It's not really like that. It's not necessarily about the kissing itself, because you could end up going and kissing someone or whatever, dating someone, but still end up having this dream and not being satisfied. I think it's often just about a desire for more connection through like vulnerability with other people. And I think that could even be friendships. It just kind of manifests in that way. If it's really sexual, it might be more of an indicator of something to do with your current relationship and sort of unexpressed desires. And so, you might want to be exploring a little bit more your sexuality, because that's a part of you, right? And dreams are kind of like, okay, this is a really cool way of viewing it. Dreams are kind of like, this is a more quantum way of viewing dreams, and the way I'm starting to view them, which is really cool. We kind of live in a quantum world, okay, with multiple parallel universes. This is kind of like accepted by scientists now. And you can, well, not accepted, but like a lot of scientists have this thought. And dreams kind of access you to other parallel universes that you're in. And when you feel symptoms and misalignments and anxieties, it's because there's multiple universes, and there's one universe, like one way that you're supposed to be living true to yourself, that you haven't integrated into yourself. So your dream will show you that part of yourself that you haven't integrated. It's kind of like, hey man, like pay attention, So you might have dreams about kissing or intimacy or whatever, and then eventually that might turn into a symptom in your daily life. It might turn into like chest pain because you're lonely. It might turn into like, for some people, it ends up turning into an acute event, like a heart attack, like way later on or something like that. But it'll eventually manifest as a symptom. And the great thing about dreams is we can discover these things. If we give meaning and we actually take dreams seriously, we can discover these things before like they happen. So if we give meaning and we actually take dreams seriously, we can discover these things before like they happen. So talk about I'm gonna talk about flying as well. I'm frozen. Am I still frozen? Can you hear me? Hello? Ah. Cool, cool, cool. Hello, hello. Am I still frozen? Ah, so it kind of froze for a bit. Am I okay now? Dun, dun, dun. It kept glitching. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're good now. Okay. All right. Good to know. Thank you. Okay, cool. I wasn't really saying much, so I might just hold the camera like this now. Why not? Cool. Actually, need to be. Actually, no. We'll put it back on the stand. All right, we're back. Yes. So you're afraid of looking a certain way. Can you elaborate on that from like a dream standpoint, though? I saw it, but Okay. We back. Okay, cool. I do want to talk about that one a little bit more. The thing. Thanks, Ines. We're back. Okay, we're back. Momentum, we're building. Thanks for liking the live. Okay, so there's so many other dreams. Like dreaming about flying. I don't get this one a lot, but that's one. Yeah, I think flying is one of those ones that's actually not necessarily so negative. Guys, let me know also if I glitch again. That I'm not sure how the Wi-Fi is at this place and stuff, so that's good to know. But flying's one of those ones that's, I guess it's not like inherently negative or positive. It's kind of related to a desire for a little more like freedom and independence in your daily life. And so you might just feel a little bit restricted. It might be a good opportunity to do new things in your daily life, like some sort of, like just have a little bit more freedom. Yeah. But it can also be like a little bit more dark, like you really want to escape your reality and things like that. But so that's like these things you have to interpret it and try to figure that out. But I think a good thing if you're flying in your dreams would be to implement a little more newness in your current life. Try something a little bit new, gets you out of your comfort zone, create kind of a new identity for yourself. I don't know what to say to myself, so it will stop. Well, I think the first thing I'd say, I'm afraid of looking bad in public, giving me anxiety. I don't know what to say to myself. I think the first thing I'd say right off the bat is the more you try to stop anything in your life, the more attention you're going to give to it, and it might just never stop because you're giving too much attention to it. So I think that sometimes you need to first just accept your anxiety and not think that you need to be a certain way, and really look at the environment you're in and whether the environment is making you anxious. So yeah. I think that's the first thing I'd do. I just kind of accept that maybe you're a bit like that. And tons of people are anxious, and that's like fine, I think, who's not anxious? Like psychopaths aren't anxious. So it's not necessarily bad to be anxious. It's like a human way. And I think the more you accept it and the more you can admit to it, like if you go on a date or you're with people and you're like, and you're like, man, I'm nervous right now. Like if you can tell people that, it's really, it's just really relatable and it's really nice. And yeah, people will love that. My head is so chaotic that I lose interest in everything. Thank you. I didn't know I should accept it. Yeah, no, don't try to deny it. Don't try to deny it. First, okay, with real change in your life, first you identify, okay? You identify the thing. That's why dreams are so good. You identify. You can identify it through dreams, through trying to figure out what your fears are, through these different ways. First you identify it, then you kind of accept it. You need to accept it. You can't change until you accept where you're currently at as completely whole and completely okay. Once you do that, then you can start making changes from a more compassionate and curious place. If you stay in this kind of low vibration, shameful place for where you currently are, you won't be able to change. You just won't. Or it'll take a fucking long time, or you'll just keep attracting the thing you don't want. Thank you, I didn't know I should accept it. Blah, 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 blah. But how do I accept it? Yeah. Dreams can be so random. Can you message me on TikTok? We'll message after because this is a little bit of a different topic, but yeah, message me on TikTok and we can discuss that after. Yeah, dreams can be so random. I agree, but they're actually less. Yes, you, question mark. You should listen to something more. You can message me on TikTok and I'll chat with you after because it's kind of a different discussion. And I want to talk about more dreams. Hello. Cool, we got some more dreams. What are some other really cool ones? Okay, I want to talk about one. Hi, Jolene. I want to talk about dreams where you die. Okay. Yeah, a reoccurring dream I had was like being chased. I've had that quite a lot. I'm not a handsome brother. Dreams about dying, okay? Dreams where you get shot or dreams where you're already dead, okay? This is a really, really, really interesting one and really related to just like philosophy and everything. It's amazing. And dreaming about dying is typically you feel anxious about some sort of change in your life or fear of like the unknown, right? Because the thing with death anxiety is they always say, like the Stoics I think said this, is like death anxiety is like the root of all other anxieties, okay? So like an example of this, like I'm in Colombia right now, or when you're traveling somewhere and you're walking down like a sketchy street or something and you're just like, you're so nervous and you're like, why are you nervous? You're nervous because you're afraid something's gonna like bad is gonna happen to you. Like, and you might get shot. Oh, you've been shot. You might get hurt. You might get shot. Something bad might happen. And so the real anxiety there isn't that something bad is going to happen on that street. It's that I might die, right? And the reason death is really scary is because it's the unknown. And in our lives, when we switch cities or switch jobs, it's kind of like looking at death a bit because they're not so different because it's the unknown. And so if you have a dream of dying, it might just be that you're afraid of some big change you're currently doing. And that, you should just try to process that in your day. So, hey, Bangkok, love it. Dreaming about someone who's dying. I'll chat about that one. I'm just gonna like fly through a few now because we've kind of been on this for a while. So I'm just gonna fly through a few and then maybe just like jam with the comments. Dreaming of going into space, that's really cool. Dreaming of, let's see, what's a good one? Yeah. Yeah. I think dreaming of someone who's died or like the fear of death is the birth of religions. Yeah. I mean the fear, you're not wrong. Dreamed of a snake. If you dream of deceased loved ones, I think that one's a little often kind of unprocessed grief or sort of messaging that you need to get from that person. So it really depends what the person is and what the context is, but a good one for that is if that happens, I think it's good to spend time meditating and journaling on the dynamic with that person and potentially the meaning that you still need to extract from your relationship with them, because you haven't yet fully processed it, and that there's something there for them to tell you. So that's kind of for that one, just journal, do that. Encountering animals, man, encountering animals is such like a diverse one that it's tough. The snake one, that's a tough one. Let's see, what are some others? Okay, keep commenting your dreams, guys, because I'm enjoying this. But I'm also just I'm gonna end this, okay? Because I've discussed the importance of dreams and how it can like affect your life a lot. Doors leading out of the doors and corridors. I'm just gonna discuss how to remember your dreams a little bit more, just for like 5 minutes here. We all dream like 4 to 5 times a night, and they can show that through like brain scans and things like that. But but you forget 95% of your dreams. You forget them. And sometimes it's partly on purpose that you forget them, but it's also because we don't have good habits for remembering dreams in the modern world. So if you want to start remembering your dreams, here are a few things you can do. Night before, set an intention to remember your dreams, okay? Because you'll have like a little window when you wake up of like 30 seconds really, where you can think about your dream. You're like half awake and you can actually still be kind of in it. So you need to set the intention the night before, because otherwise you won't catch it in that 30 seconds, okay? So then have a notebook next to your bed as well. So, or like a phone, so you can do a voice note or something. Sometimes I find that helps. So you can do that. Next one, and this one might be hard depending on what your job's like and all this type of stuff, but maybe you can do it on the weekend, is to wake up naturally. So like without an alarm, stuff like that. Because you don't want anything that kind of jars you and makes you like adrenaline, because that will right away get you into like beta wave state. You're straight into your day. You want to be able to stay in that like relaxed kind of groggy thing. And that's when you will be able to remember it. So try to wake up naturally if you can, if your work allows and stuff like that. The other one is wake up at the same time, like really, really wake up at the same time. If you wake up at the same time every day for in the week for work, let's say, wake up at the same time on the weekend, but don't set an alarm. Allow yourself to just naturally wake up and try to see if you can remember it. Also, substances. If you drink, if you, whatever, all this stuff, you're way less likely to remember your dreams. So, yeah. When you wake up, as I said, you have that like 30-second period where your brain's sort of still in like alpha brainwave states, right? Oh, thank you for the gifts. Send a fire. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, good sleep is like the key of everything. So, okay, yeah, when you wake up, you have that 30 seconds, as I said, like that alpha brainwave state, okay? You also want to limit like your movements or checking your phone, like anything that gets you like awake, you know? You want to stay a little bit kind of dream-like and then just write down your dream. Try to not move too much, try to not like just really, and that's part of setting the intention the night before. You'll be more able to do that if before you go to bed you think, okay, tomorrow I'm going to try to remember my dream. You'll be more likely to be able to do it in the morning. Yeah, bed night routine. Let's see, get enough sleep, medications. I'm trying to think, what are some other good ones? Sensory. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the ones that I've found are really helpful. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Voice notes, yeah. Thanks for the rose, Jade. We have a bunch of people joining the live again. I feel like I just like kind of want to keep going. I'm scared I'm scared the internet will just glitch out again. Cool. Let's just that's it for like what I wanted to chat about dreams. I'll maybe just like reply to comments and just like see what's up, you know? So feel free to comment. Let's do this. Like, let's do a meditation sounds. Let's do some peaceful meditation sounds. I would like to do more lives. How do I like the live? Oh, you can just like double tap the screen, I think, Jade. I think that likes it. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, guys, I'll try to do more lives. I haven't been very good with that, but that's partly because I've been all over the place. I've been all over the place, y'all. I've been all over the place. So I'm gonna move around with you now. Oh, this is funny. Now more people join my live as it finishes. This is so strange. I don't understand the internet. I enjoyed the live. This is super fun. I also learn a lot doing this, so I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to have this recording available. I'll probably post it on Facebook, so check me out there. I might even make some plane crashes. Yeah, just double tap the screen. Good stuff, good stuff. Thank you. Losing teeth in dreams. Okay, we're going to talk about that. We're not done yet. First, though, I'm going to show you this view I have right now in Bogota. Look at it. Here we are. This is what I'm looking at. It's kind of cool. Maybe I should do it facing this direction. What do you guys think? But then the lighting's just like not as good. That's my issue. Oh, teeth falling out. Guys, we're going to discuss that one then because, yeah, that's my view, guys. This is Bogota in Colombia. I like it because I'm a real pale white boy, and so it's not too sunny here. Yeah, lovely little view. But you know, you gotta have the good lighting, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the good lighting. It's key. Okay, let's see. We're back. Yeah, we're gonna chat a bit more doing the lives, and I will say also, oh my god, come on. I will say also, lives are just kind of becoming more of like the trendy thing to do. So let's see, teeth. Yeah, and this will probably be the day I do the lives. This kind of works. The day and time, I try to like encompass more people. Okay, yeah, the teeth one. I didn't talk about that one, but that's also a really common one. Your teeth falling out. This is kind of a creepy one. It's really common. Yeah, I think there's two things with the teeth falling out thing. There's two things. One is more like superficial and kind of based on. One is superficial and based on like just your physical appearance. You don't feel as attractive as you could. You have some self-judgments in your day. You're kind of maybe hard on yourself in your day. Maybe you're working out, but you're not really getting as fit as you want. And that's kind of symbolic of that. So sort of a lack of attractiveness, which can also be related to just a lot of concerns in general about self, like related to self-esteem and things like that, like insecurities, powerlessness, whether they say concerns about self-image communication, fear of aging, rejection, loss of confidence. I think there's two things that could really help this one. Two things. One is the thing I always kind of talk about, but that's the acknowledgement of the death anxiety thing. Like if you meditate a lot, and you have like, for instance, let's say you have a fear of aging, fear of rejection, all this type of stuff. If you can get your head around like death anxiety and like really be like almost okay with dying and understand that like everyone does it, it's not inherently scary. It's just scary because it's the unknown. This might kind of decrease, and a lot of things you're afraid of in your daily life or whatever will kind of like disappear. The second thing I'll say for fixing this teeth falling out dream is to focus on being a little bit more of yourself, like instead of trying to look at an ideal of attractiveness or an ideal of how to live life, and instead try to focus on how do I want to live? Like, how do I specifically want to live, like really authentically? Related to this is the being naked in public thing. That also is, that's also related to this. That's like feeling like you're not living an authentic life and things like that. So yeah, that's, how do you live an authentic life? I mean, it's a good question. It's always a tough question. All right, guys, I'm just going to open up the live now. We don't necessarily have to talk about dreams. Feel free to comment, whatever. What is my goal living in Colombia? Yeah, maybe I'll get rid of this. We're just chatting now. It's like a podcast. We're in. I'll do it like this. I live in Colombia because I recently started doing what I'm doing here full time, and Colombia is just amazing, and I can kind of live wherever. And and it's really like cost effective and stuff like that. So yeah, I love Colombia. Welcome, Christian. You joined. To fear of losing something. Yeah, it could be related to fear of losing something as well. But specifically, I'd say how do you say your name? Bazi. Specifically with the teeth falling out one, it's not just fear of losing something, because there's sort of other dreams that are related to that. It's typically more associated with your fear of losing like your body, like your physical body, whether that's like attractiveness, like mobility, communication abilities. It's often more associated with that as opposed to like fear of losing like, I don't know, a job or like a person in your life or something. It's typically to do with like your body. So a kind of antidote to that would be in your daily life, sort of accepting the aging process, like accepting where you're currently at. That might stop that dream from happening. Otherwise it might just keep happening, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. And so what you can do with that is just to understand that, like, you know, 25 years old and beautiful is not necessarily the ideal. And you can reframe things and understand that at each stage of life, regardless of how your body is, you have different things to offer. And to just focus on those things, those new things, whether it's wisdom that you have to offer, and view your aging body as just a sign of how blessed you've been to accumulate so much time and so much knowledge that now you are able to share. So you can reframe, you know, your body changing as that, as being just a sign that you're, just wiser and all that. Have you been to West Africa? No. I want to go. I want to go to Nigeria, actually. Yeah. What got me into psychology? I just always been kind of into it. But mainly it started initially as an interest in like mental health, specifically just because I had my own problems with mental health and I was always just kind of trying to figure out what was going on. And so I did a lot of just reading on that. So I became kind of like really knowledgeable in that. And then it's just expanded it more into like psychology stuff and less like mental health now. Although, you just turned 60. Turning 60, I mean, it's a blessing, you know? I think people focus on getting older and view it as somehow like they're becoming lesser than, but it's really like a blessing to get to an age, to get to any age, really. So I think the more you can reframe that, you're just gonna live with gratitude and you're gonna attract a lot of good things to your life. I'd love to go to Ghana. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Tammy. I love that, Tammy. Some wisdom. Creator League Challenge. So many things that pop up here. What is going on? You work in psychology with psychosis. Very interesting. Psychosis is a fascinating topic because, it's kind of it's like, well, it's an altered state that people can have when they're sober, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of, I guess, like dreaming while you're awake. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up here because this has been a long live, but it's always fun, and I'm gonna try to do more of these. And nice, psych nurse, love it. I'm gonna try to do more of these lives. If there's a topic you're interested in or something, piques your interest, you can message me and I'll do a deep dive into it. I also have this document here. I don't know how I might put it out. I might start putting out like blogs or something so you can like read about it. But I put that together. So next week, probably same time, Thursdays. I hope it kind of works. I'll do that for a couple weeks, see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. We'll do a little outro with some nice meditative music. Thank you, Idnes, for being my number one gifter. Thank you. Thanks for joining, everyone. I appreciate your attention. Dreams are cool, don't underestimate them. That's what I'd say. And I'll see you next week. Message me if you have any particular things that you want to learn more about. All right. See ya. ya. See ya.